Greetings and salutations! This is Imperator Vespasian, and I'm bringing you a follow-up video to our unboxing Skeleton Warriors video I did the other day. So they're all finished, all based, painted and ready to play. You may notice two cavalry figures at the back. I'll do these first. These are spare parts from the skeleton box, added to little bits from the samurai box, added to a spare horse. Although I did take the horse's head off and put a horse skull on it. So quite a bit of conversion going on here. I didn't have a skeletal horse to put him on, so I went with this horse instead. I always have spare horses knocking around from black powder. So that's the skeleton made to fit on the body of a samurai. So that's quite nice. I quite like that one. And then we have the other horseman, because I had spare bits left over still, and I decided to do a standard bearer for the army. And this is the guys. They are in the livery of the Hosokawa. No particular reason, just it's a white flag and I just thought it looked cool, so I decided to do that. And given that Hosokawa wear white anyway, and just, I don't know, maybe they're dead samurai from a battle that they lost. So that's the command guy. He's carrying the main flag and he's pointing. It's a very nice little skeleton there. I haven't put the banner on the back of every single skeleton. I was going to, but I decided to do just a few banners here and there, because I should guess the skeletons would have lost their banner while rotting away. After all, none of their clothing made it, so I guess that the banners survived by chance. This is a nice little bit I did. This is the drummer out of the Ashigaru box. I didn't use the drummer to do the figures up, the samurai that I did in the last video. Instead I used the parts to make this one. So there's a skeleton kneeling with a drummer banging the drum behind. There's a nice little vignette. Then we have the commander, the captain. He's a samurai and he didn't make it, he lost, but he's come back again because he's probably quite annoyed that he lost. He's carrying a spear, naginata, and he has a little samurai helmet. The way I did the helmets, I cut the top of the helmet off, and then I cut the helmet in the face part off, and then I stuck half a skeleton skull on and then put the top back on. And that's how I got the skeleton to wear samurai helmet. And he's wearing the flag as well. Took quite a bit of work. And he's got the samurai sword scabbard. That's him. Then we have, remember in that unboxing video I was looking at the spare bases, and this is a guy crawling out of his grave, which is very cute. And this one, which is a hand coming out of the ground. This figure is actually from the Games Workshop zombie box. I had a box of Games Workshop zombies before I stopped buying Games Workshop stuff, so I've still got some Games Workshop stuff to paint up, and I added it to that. Then we have Skeleton Samurai, and here's one. He's lunging forward with his sword over his head, and boy was that hard to pose a figure in that position. They're not that easy to work with, these skeletons. They're very thin figures, and converting is not the easiest thing in the world. And here's either a samurai, or he could be a samurai officer. Oh, oops, dropped him. Or an Ashigaru officer, but he's a skeleton, so it doesn't matter. I have a few more straight on samurai with their swords, and a last samurai at the back. He's sort of charging forward. I just absolutely love skeletons. They're great to paint and they just look good. I just like them. Then we go to the bows. Let's have a look at this. There's no special stuff I've done about this. This is straight out of the box. I've just painted the bow to look like a samurai bow, and that's the guy. He's sort of leaning forward and firing. I'm not going to show you every single figure, but that's another one of the bows, and they look quite good. So skeletons firing bows, and then over here we have the skeletons with spear. Now I was going to replace all the spears with naganatas, but I don't have any spare. I didn't have enough spare. So I decided to give the spear that came in the box, which is this leaf blade spear, with a hole in it to lower the weight. So that's quite nice. And this is, I only had one spare helmet, and so the helmet went to this guy. And he's just another Ashigaru skeleton. Another Ashigaru skeleton here. I do like the basing. The basing's done with winter tufts and deadland tufts. So a mixture of the two to make them look good. And I'll just show you a last one. That's another skeleton there. So the skeletons are simply done by dry brushing. I just dry brush them brown, then dry brush them bone white, and then just a tiny mixture of bone white and white, just to make them slightly lighter, because they did look quite drab. So that's it. That's the entire collection of skeletons. Obviously you don't get the cavalrymen in the box, you only get the foot infantry, but they are two conversions that I did with the spare bits. And I still have spare bits of skeleton knocking around as well. I may use them for something else. I would have actually used a lot more of the helmets, like this one here, for these guys, but I didn't do that because I used them on these guys to make these into undead Japanese samurai. So these guys are, again, Games Workshop, they're sort of spirits, and I based them as spirit hosts. So that's what we're going to be using them for, but all the spare helmets went on these, because I actually did these first, believe it or not. So I used them all upon them. And I also have some more samurai here, but I didn't use the skeleton parts for them. They're ghosts. Right, so I think that's the end of the video. Keep a lookout for when we're doing games. We will start filming games soon enough. So keep a lookout for that. Leave a comment in the comment section if you like the video and if you've got any advice or ideas. This is kind of a new project, or it is a new project, and it's been a lot of fun doing it. So this is the first box of skeletons. We're going to be trying to get in some more, but trying to get skeletons at the moment is very hard. But we will get them as soon as we are back in stock, and we'll get ourselves a big undead army to play with, which will be a lot of fun. Right, so that's everything from me. Please leave a comment in the comment section, like if you like the video, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Untitled Chapter. Goodbye.